Imagine for a moment, what if we are not the first intelligent civilization to walk the earth? What if long before the pyramids, before the dinosaurs even, another advanced society thrived here, and then vanished, leaving almost no trace behind? It sounds like science fiction, but this question isn't just wild speculation. It's one that even serious scientists have begun to ask. Could the history of Earth be hiding a secret chapter, an ancient civilization that predates humanity by millions, or even hundreds of millions of years? To answer that, let's start with the biggest problem: time. Earth is 4.5 billion years old. Modern humans, Homo sapiens, have only been around for about 300,000 years. That's not even a blink compared to Earth's full timeline. If Earth's history were compressed into a single calendar year, humans would appear at just 11:59 p.m. on December 31st. That means there's an almost unimaginable amount of time before us where, well, anything could have happened. Now here, where things get tricky, Earth's surface is constantly changing. Mountains rise and erode, rivers shift, continents drift apart. Even the ocean floor is recycled every 200 million years by plate tectonics. So, if there was a civilization 300 million years ago, almost all evidence of it would be gone by now, swallowed, crushed, or transformed by geology. But what about fossils? Wouldn't we find bones, tools, or buildings? Maybe not. Fossilization is incredibly rare. The vast majority of life that has ever existed left no trace at all. And human-made structures, skyscrapers, roads, and cars might seem permanent to us, but give them just a few thousand years without maintenance and they crumble. Give them millions and they'd vanish entirely. So if there was a pre-human civilization, the only things that might survive are subtle clues, chemical traces, odd layers in the rocks, or strange isotopes that don't appear naturally. In fact, scientists have a name for this line of thought: the Silurian hypothesis. It's named after a race of intelligent reptiles from the British TV show Doctor Who. In 2018, two NASA scientists published a paper asking, if an industrial civilization existed long ago, how could we detect it today? Their answer: we'd have to look for indirect signs, things like unusual patterns in carbon deposits, or synthetic chemicals that don't normally occur in nature. For example, our own civilization is leaving behind plastics, concrete, and radioactive isotopes. If humanity disappeared tomorrow, future species millions of years from now might find faint traces of these materials buried in the rocks. So, could something like this have already happened before? There are some tantalizing hints. For instance, scientists have discovered mysterious out-of-place artifacts. Things like a 300-million-year-old piece of metal machinery found embedded in coal, or tiny metallic spheres with perfectly balanced grooves that date back billions of years. Mainstream science usually explains these as natural formations, contamination, or simple misunderstandings. But to some, they're possible whispers of an earlier technology. Then there's geology itself. Around 56 million years ago, Earth experienced a strange event known as the Paleocene-Eocene thermal maximum. The planet suddenly heated up by about 8 degrees Celsius. Carbon levels spiked dramatically, almost as if something, say, massive burning of fossil fuels, had pumped greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Sound familiar? Most scientists blame volcanoes or natural climate cycles, but what if it was something else? What if an ancient, industrial society triggered it and then collapsed? And let's not forget the ocean floor. Most of it is unexplored, and who knows what could be buried under miles of sediment. Whole continents, like the lost continent of Zealandia, have been discovered underwater only in recent decades. Could the ruins of an ancient civilization still lie hidden deep beneath the waves? But here, another possibility. What if earlier civilizations didn't look anything like us? We tend to imagine advanced beings as tool-using, city-building species. But what if intelligence evolved in a completely different way? What if it was a species of giant cephalopods in the ocean, using forms of technology we wouldn't even recognize. Or a civilization of reptiles during the age of the dinosaurs that left behind knowledge in organic forms we can't detect anymore. If intelligence is a survival trait, it may have emerged multiple times throughout Earth's deep history, only to be erased by extinction events. After all, more than 99% of all species that ever lived are now extinct. Why should civilizations be any different? And that brings us to a sobering thought. Maybe we are not the first, but simply the latest. And if that's true, then what happened to the others? Did they collapse under their own weight, just like we fear for ourselves today? Did climate change, war, or runaway technology end them? Could we be walking the same path? Think about it. If an advanced society once flourished and destroyed itself, the only evidence would be subtle hints buried in the earth. And now we're leaving the same kinds of traces: plastics, nuclear waste, chemical pollution. Millions of years from now, would another civilization wonder if we once existed? The question isn't just about history, it's also about destiny. If intelligence has evolved before and was wiped out, then perhaps our window of existence is fragile, temporary. Maybe civilizations rise and fall like waves, each one believing it's the first, only to vanish into the sands of time. But here's the twist. Even if we never find proof, the possibility forces us to look at ourselves differently. It reminds us how fleeting our moment in history might be. It urges us to think long-term, to protect our planet, and to leave behind a legacy that lasts. Because whether or not there were civilizations before us, the question that really matters is, will there be civilizations after us? So what do you think? Could we be just one of many chapters in Earth's story? Or are we truly the first to reach this level of intelligence? The mystery remains unsolved, but one thing, for sure, the Earth is far older, stranger, and more mysterious than we can possibly imagine.